Gamers and game heads, what is going on? My name is Tanek127 and welcome back to another video. And guys, I got a pretty exciting one here for you guys to check out today. And this is called Pascal's Wager. I don't know how to describe this game. This is a exclusive, I guess, Souls-like title for Nintendo Switch. Now, me personally, I don't see this game too Souls-like. I guess it feels a bit more Bloodborne-ish because it seems, to be a lot more movement-based and stuff like that. But I would say, it's just a pretty difficult action RPG set in a dark and grim universe. But anyway, special thank you to Pascal's Wager for sponsoring today's video and hooking me up with a review key of Pascal's Wager on Nintendo Switch. I did stream this on Twitch the other day, so if you guys haven't seen my live streams and stuff like that, twitch.tv/Tanek127, link is down in the description below. We're also on our way to 1,000 followers on Twitch, so make sure you guys follow me, support me there. It'd be much appreciated. No pressure to subscribe or anything like that. Following and watching the streams is more than enough, but if you want to subscribe, I'm not going to stop you. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about Pascal's Wager. Now, for those who don't know, and the reason I'm loving a lot of the review keys I've been getting lately from developers is because once again this follows up with my point that I was making on a very specific video. And I know by the time you guys have seen my thoughts on the Switch Pro, you'll watch my Bright Memory Infinite video, and you're going to look at this and you're going to be like, Tanek, how many times are you going to beat this dead horse to death? Bro, we get it. No, there are people out there that don't get it. So for you guys that do get it, good. But the ones that don't get it, a lot of these other knuckleheads in the industry and the ones that keep screaming for the Switch Pro and stuff like that, they're the ones that don't get it. But anyway, the reason I want to say this is such a great example of what I'm talking about is because, again, this is a mobile port brought to Nintendo Switch. Not only was it brought to Nintendo Switch, but it was brought to Steam previously as well. I think it started on mobile, they brought it to PC, and then they brought it to Nintendo Switch, I want to say just about a week or two ago. And guys, the game, plays and runs phenomenal. Now, is it the best visuals in the world and stuff like that? No, but it's actually a really in-depth action RPG. There are a lot of crazy dynamics here. There's challenging bosses. There's a pretty solid but grim story behind this game. It has some really challenging combat, as you guys are going to see here in the gameplay. I get smacked around by this boss a good amount of times before, I just go level up a bit and just and clap him. And even at that point, he almost killed me. Like, this dude was irritating the hell out of me on stream. But no, this game has a lot of different interesting mechanics that I haven't seen in a lot of other RPGs before. Well, I'm not gonna say that, but the way they go about things are just creative. You have your traditional leveling system where you collect these things called bone shards from your enemies, and they typically, you go to the altar, which would be like your bonfire or anything like that in a Souls game, and you use those to level up. The more you level up, the higher you can make your stats, and yada yada yada. You guys know how this game goes before. But there's also different little artifacts and things you can craft that'll give buffs to your different characters and your teammates. Like, you can make this weird claw thing, it'll increase your attack power by a certain amount. There's other weird like trinkets and stuff like that you can build, that'll soup up your team. And like I said, the buffs don't just go to one character, it goes to everybody on the team. So you can put one that focuses on attack power, another that focuses on defense, one that focuses on HP or health regeneration, and things like that. And a lot of the systems they build in here, I just think they're really cool. It has that. It has a skill tree. It has another tree that helps enhance certain stats and stuff like that. The leveling in this game is really, really in depth, and I was impressed about that. Because most games it's just about leveling your character, leveling their stats, and leveling the weapon, and you're done. No, this game has all of that, but plus you can make these certain stats good with this build. You can level your weapon, but you can also buff yourself here and buff yourself here and buff yourself here if you sacrifice this or if you put together. It's a really big, complex, puzzling style, like build system. But once you come to understand it, you actually enjoy it a decent amount. And honestly, that's one thing I do got to give Pascal's Wager. The one problem I did have with this game, being it translated from a mobile game, I think that's probably one of the bigger causes of it. The combat in here is very, very clunky, and I mean, just with the just mainly with the melee characters. I haven't tried two of the ranged characters yet, so I'm not going to speak on those. But when I tried the main character with the two swords, there were a lot of times where I would get caught up in combat because the sword swings would be so late or clunky and just not mesh correctly, or if I use the guy that swings the coffin, it just the melee combat specifically, like I said, it does just feel a bit on the clunky side, and I think that's from the game's translation from mobile to console. I don't know how it feels on PC, so I'm not going to speak on that version, but while the combat is challenging, it does feel okay. It's a bit clunky. I feel like if the developers could smooth that out a bit, I think the game would feel much better, especially in terms of melee wise. Now don't get me wrong, the combat is very rewarding, but like I said, it just feels clunky, a bit on the slow side. I'm not sure if those two characters are just intended to feel that way. Now, granted, one of the guys are swinging a coffin, so I get it. It's a heavy item. It could very well intended to just be slow, but it feels a little sluggy if you get what I'm saying about that. But other than that, guys, I think Pascal's Wager is a fun time, and I do hope to see them expand more on this game and not just stop here. They've added a couple expansions while the game was out on mobile, and I do hope that it continues to grow over time now that it's out on Nintendo Switch and PC, and maybe who knows, as they refine it over time, maybe we'll see it launch on other console platforms as well. But anyway, guys, let me know how y'all feeling about Pascal's Wager down in the comments below. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.